In the headlines, Jos residents lament high cost of food items. 35-year-old man hangs himself over economic hardship in Jigawa. Kaduna residents react to ministerial portfolio as state awaits appointment. Away from Nigeria, Kenyan man set himself on fire over cost of living. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thank you for joining us. And now the details. Some residents of Jos, the Plateau State capital, are lamenting the high cost of food items in the market, saying the situation is gradually going beyond its reach or their reach. Some of the residents who spoke to Trust TV said that life has become very difficult and are calling on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to urgently do something to take Nigerians out of the present economic hardship. Ado Musa completes the report.
It is general knowledge that the high cost of basic food items such as maize, rice, beans, yam, among others, have become a topic of discussion, not only among low-income earners, but also the middle class in recent time. At every gathering, marketplaces, organizations, deliberations on the high cost of living have become the order of the day. Some residents in Jos say, although they have come to terms with the situation as the will of Allah, it is high time the federal government did something to cushion the effect of the current economic hardship in the country. Honestly, life has become somehow. When you compare life in those days and now, you will know that we are in a difficult situation. I remember there was a time we bought a bag of maize at 1,000 naira. But today we are buying one mudu of corn flour at 1,000 naira. We are begging those in power to come to our aid. Life has much changed that many households cannot afford food because of the economic hardship. Our leaders should have pity on us. They should know that we voted them into power not to make life unbearable for us. We know that Allah is aware of the situation. Our leaders should know that we are suffering. They should know that life is very difficult for us now. I bought one mudu of corn flour at 1,100 naira, and that will not be enough for the family. Idris Yahaya, who sells corn flour, explains why the product is costly at the moment. We sell 1 kg of corn flour at the rate of 850 naira at the moment, and this is as a result of the high cost of maize in the market. Maize is very scarce in the market. Added to that is cost of transporting the maize. Transportation has become very expensive, and that is why the corn flour is expensive too. Many families across Nigeria are calling on the federal government to come up with sustainable measures that will help cushion the effect of the economic hardship in the country. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
Now, following speculations about another possible increase in the price of fuel, residents of Gombe State have intervened or called to the federal government to intervene. Such intervention, they say, is to ensure that prices of commodities do not increase beyond what they presently are and subject Nigerians to further hardship. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
This week, the dollar gained significantly against the Nigerian naira at the importers and exporters window, exchanging above 900 naira per dollar. The development has triggered speculations of a possible increase in price of petrol, as marketers claim that the price of fuel now be determined by market forces. But Nigerians are still struggling to survive due to earlier increases that shot the price to 615 naira. They say they may not be able to afford another palm price increase.
So I don't think it will be conducive for the price to go beyond 600 naira, because we are already complaining as the price is on 600 naira. So if it's too high again, so I minimize a lot of things. I had to even drop my car just to join a public vehicle to office, because using my car will not be an economic to me.
Muhammad Bashir is an artisan who supported the implementation of the removal of fuel subsidy when it was first announced by President Bola Tinubu. But he is now feeling the impact.
Because ordinary Nigerians, we are suffering, and we don't expect such thing from this government. Before, we have hope or optimism that everything goes as we wish. But at the end of the day, what we are experiencing now, we found it very difficult to be candid, in fact.
Although the federal government has repeatedly ruled out any plan to increase fuel price, Nigerians are still monitoring for any eventuality. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Gombe.
A 35-year-old man, Samaila Ilu, has hanged himself to death over his difficult situation in Jigawa State. Police spokesman DSP Lawan Shisu Adam confirmed the incident. According to him, the command received a report that a 35-year-old man, Samaila Ilu of Dungun Tantama village, Kafin Hausa local government, left his house to an unknown destination. He said later his body was found hanging on a tree with a rope, presuming he had committed suicide. Shisu said a team of policemen removed the corpse and conveyed him to the hospital for autopsy. He said it has since been released to his relatives for burial. In security, 2 suspected notorious bandits informants have been tracked down and arrested by the police in Katsina State, the state police command has said. Their arrest formed part of the recent achievements recorded by the command in the ongoing fight against all forms of crime and criminality in the state. The spokesman for the command, ASP Abubakar Sadiq, stated this on Thursday while parading the suspects before the command headquarters. Sadiq explained that the duo criminally conspired, deceived and lured their friend, one Salmanu, to a point between Funtua and Zamfara State where they allegedly planned with one Gora, a notorious bandit leader, hibernating in Zamfara forest, and kidnapped the victim. The command added that in the course of the investigation, the duo were traced and arrested in connection with the crime, and they confessed to the crime. In a related development, the command also succeeded in arresting a suspected notorious rapist and killer of an 8-year-old girl at Kanon Haiki village in the Faskare local government area of Katsina State. The suspect, after allegedly killing the girl with a sharp knife, further moved the corpse to another farmland, covered it with leaves, and made away with 3 bags of fertilizers. A few hours after the announcement of portfolios for President Tinubu's ministers designate, Nigerians, including residents of Kaduna State, have been reacting to the developments, especially with the absence of former Governor Nasir El-Rufai or any nominee from Kaduna State. While many have expressed confidence in the ability of the appointees to deliver on their mandate, others are a bit skeptical following the peculiarities of the present day in Nigeria. Trust TV's Bello Musa went around the metropolis and sent in the report.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has assigned portfolios to the ministers designate, who were recently screened by the Senate. However, the portfolio of the Ministry of Environment has been allocated to Kaduna State, but no nominee has been assigned to it, a situation that is generating reactions in the states.
Considering Kaduna issue, despite that we all know that there has been a kind of issue on ground regarding Malam Nasir El-Rufai rejecting the ministerial appointment given to him, after being undergo after all the series of drama that took place during this after the screening. So for now, we can't say if justice has been done to Kaduna.
And to me, I will say it is a great disappointment to Kaduna State by the Senate, by the senators, all the senators, including the Senate President. Because in Kaduna State, we have submitted the names of Malam Nasir El-Rufai, whom we are expecting to be the minister in Nigeria.
What is on the lips of Nigerians today is how qualified are these people in their respective ministries, and how can they discharge their duty in the best interest of Nigerians? How can they discharge their duty to meet the yearnings of Nigerians?
Some are of the view that the development is creating political tension in the state, adding that failure by the Senate to confirm the immediate past governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, as ministerial due to security report by the DSS has created apprehension in the state.
If you look at the social media and the media entirely, from there you can notice that majority of the people of Kaduna State are not happy.
The portfolios assigned to the ministers is also a subject of discussion among many Nigerians.
The composition of this ministerial list, which they are going to piloting the affairs of government in the next, let's say, 4 years or something like that. At least we see, or we expected to see a new people, new blood. Despite the fact that a little bit, he just taking young people among the ministerial list.
Exactly, it is more of rewarding than competency, because I have said there are many that are competent, vibrant youth that if brought into the cabinet will deliver and bring in new and fresh ideas. But these ones that are being brought, most of them have participated in the 8 years governance of former President Muhammadu Buhari. And I have had the opportunity of hearing from the present National Security Advisor to the President, saying that all the problems being faced presently by this government were inherited from the former government.
Earlier, it was reported that the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, suggested his former commissioner, Jafar Sani, from Zone 1 as his replacement, but that is said to materialize as Kaduna is still not represented at the moment. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Nigerian youths have been encouraged to commit themselves to the country's unity as exemplified by elder statesman Chief Edwin Clark, who played numerous roles during his time of service, consolidating democratic governance and promoting national cohesion. The call was made by prominent political actors in Abuja at the public presentation of the book Brutally Frank, an autobiography of the 96-year-old nationalist. The report.
Unity, peace, and progress are among the qualities that keep a nation. These have been the commitment of Chief Edwin Clark, as exemplified during the administration of the former head of state, Yakubu Gowon, when he served as the Federal Commissioner for Information and Foreign Affairs, explaining government policies, enhancing national unity as a public officer, which is now embraced as a guide to the younger generation.
And when I listened to him, I saw a person whose vision was for Nigeria, whose vision was for the security of this country, whose vision was for the unity of this country. Ike Clark is one of those few Nigerians that the name should be written in letters of gold in our political history.
We pray that since he's being a good man, and the Southers and the rest of Nigeria respect him and respect his opinion, I think he deserves being respected.
Following the roles played in leading the country to the path of prosperity, peace and unity after the Civil War, former head of state Yakubu Gowon called on Nigerians to stay united, fulfill their potentials, irrespective of the current realities.
One had hoped that things would be better, that we've learned our lesson. We fought each other, but we came back together with a genuine intent that Nigeria would be better. And I prayed, that Nigeria will never again go through, what we've gone through, during that time. And honestly, I feel very sad, very bad, the way, all this problem we're having in all parts of the country. Is it Boko Haram, banditry? Is it kidnapping? Is it, my goodness.
Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, while commending the diverse cultural, religious backgrounds of Nigerians in maintaining the country as an entity, urged Nigerians to bear the current pains and sufferings following the sudden removal of the fuel subsidy.
Palliatives are being put in place. 100 trucks, fertilizers have been sent to the states. 100 trucks of grains have been sent, and more are coming, and more buses are also coming. We can endure this for a moment. What we're going through today is for better tomorrow.
Key political actors say the Nigerian nation could gather in this befitting manner to honor Chief Edwin Clark and pay deserving respects to his towering legacy of national service to keep Nigeria one as a task that must be done. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching News Update on Trust TV. Coming up, we'll take a look at tertiary health institutions set for open heart surgery. This and more after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Update on Trust TV. And here's a recap of our top stories. Report you Jos residents lament high cost of food items. And 35-year-old man hangs himself over economic hardship in Jigawa. Now, residents of Labi area of Monia in Akinyele local government area of Oyo State have protested to the State House of Assembly over closure of their houses by security operatives. They claimed that over 200 houses were sealed by one Mogaji Akinshola, laying claims to the ownership of the land. Spokesman of the residents, Akintunde Adebayo, said most of them have been living in these areas for over 20 years and some bought the lands from previous owners. The report.
The residents whose houses were sealed appealed to the state government and the Olubadan to wade into the crisis before it gets out of control. But Mogaji Olawole Ladoja, who is the head of Akinshola compound, while reacting to the claims of the residents, said they have 5 judgments in their favor in respect of the land. He claimed that the residents bought the land from the wrong people. Ladoja said the family acted on the court judgment, but they are still open to dialogue and negotiations.
But unfortunately, yesterday, around 9 in our community, we just saw some legions of policemen and thugs. They came to mark our residents in that environment. They closed down some houses. They lock some houses. They even lock in some people. Even my house were among those are locked. Then, because of that, then we have to inform the G5 about it at Olubadan. Then, around in the afternoon, those people came and they met him. But unfortunately, he has done a lot of havoc in the community.
The people that sold the land for them, they have sold it wrongly. Whatever they wanted to do there, being the bona fide owner of the land, is supposed to pass through us, in which they refuse. So based on that, my predecessor, my senior sisters, mostly all of them, they have gone to court to get redress, in which they get judgment. So before I personally now went to court, and I get judgment. So that judgment is what we are going there yesterday to execute. We are not, we are not out. We are not rogues. We cannot, and I will never be a party to a wrong doings.
Meanwhile, the two members representing Akinyele constituency 1 and 2 have also intervened and promised to settle the issue amicably.
This is a civilized society, and like the residents of the association, they claim that they were not summoned, or they didn't get any paper, any court order, any paper inviting them to court or suing them to court. So if a judgment can just come up like this, I don't know, where you have like 500, 1,000 naira, 1,000 inhabitants living in that place, I believe there is a solution to it in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
So there should be room for negotiation and dialogue. So we'll see him and then we'll call him. We'll call him to order. Perhaps he might not know what he's doing is wrong. So we'll call him to order on that one.
And so what's your message to your people outside?
Let them go back to their homes and then remain calm. Let them not foment any trouble. Like I said, the person doing it might not know he's in the wrong. So we'll let them know we are on their side. They should be rest assured that the House of Assembly is on their side.
The Olubadan of Ibadan land, Oba Lekan Balogun, had recently warned all Mogajis and Baales not to resell any land or property already disposed of by their forebears.
On health matters, doctors at the Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, Kano, are set to commence open heart surgery provided all necessary facilities are made available. Trust TV correspondent Idris Jibrin reports that over 10 people have so far undergone successful cardiac surgery during training organized by King Salman Humanitarian and Relief Center for surgeons at the Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital. Take a look.
Open heart or cardiac surgery has for long remained unavailable at the Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital due to the lack of adequate healthcare facilities and poor training of doctors to effectively carry out the exercise.
Initially, the problem is we don't have heart-lung machine at all. And we have now, we have donation. This heart-lung machine was donated to us by NNPC.
In order to assist the nation's healthcare institutions, King Salman Humanitarian and Relief Center organized a medical outreach of cardiac surgery for 14 people in Kano.
This program is good. This is for introduction. I think this is the introduction to cardiac surgery. I feel that this hospital has potential to start the cardiac surgery. They have good staff, they have good equipment now. Only I think cardiopulmonary bypass machine was deficient. We have that.
The idea, however, is to give local doctors an opportunity to further train themselves on the best way to conduct an open surgery, which has been lacking since the beginning of the hospital.
There are some sophisticated operations that we don't do due to lack of necessary equipment. We thank God King Salman brought some instruments that we use. This instrument we used to operate on patients without touching them. We call it endourology. So we are fortunate to have this instrument brought to us, and it assisted us really in doing these operations. So when we operate, patient doesn't stay longer because of the advancement in technology.
According to the local lead consultant surgeon with the AKTH, for now, they have almost all the facilities and necessary knowledge to commence open heart surgery, but they are waiting for their perfusionist to return from training in India. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
The World Health Organization and U.S. health authorities said on Friday that they are closely monitoring a new variant of COVID-19, although the potential impact of BA 2.86 is currently unknown. The WHO classified the new variant as one under surveillance due to the large number, more than 30, of spike gene mutations it carries. it wrote in a bulletin about the pandemic late Thursday. So far, the variant has only been detected in Israel, Denmark, and the United States. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control confirmed it is also closely monitoring the variant in a message on the social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter. There are only 4 known sequences of the variant, the WHO said. The WHO is currently monitoring upwards of 10 variants and their descent lineages. In the last reporting period between July 17th and August 13th, more than 1.4 million new cases of COVID-19 were detected and more than 2,300 deaths reported, according to a WHO statement. The caseload represents a rise by 63% from the previous 28-day reported period, while deaths were down by 56%. As of August 13th, there were more than 769 million cases of COVID-19 confirmed and more than 6.9 million deaths worldwide, although the real toll is expected to be much higher because many cases went undetected. All right, let's move on to more stories. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, the NIMET, has predicted cloudiness and sunshine from Friday to Sunday across the country. NIMET's weather outlook forecast cloudy skies on Friday with intervals of sunshine over the northern region. It anticipated the prospect of isolated thunderstorms over parts of Adamawa, Taraba, Kebbi, and Sokoto states during the morning hours. The agency envisaged cloudy atmosphere over inland states of south and coastal states in the morning, with chances of intermittent rain over parts of Osun, the Oyo, Ondo, Ogun, Edo, Rivers, Bayelsa, Delta, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River states. It predicted intermittent rains over parts of Oyo, Ogun, Osun, Ondo, Imo, Enugu, Ebonyi, Abia, Anambra, Edo, Akwa Ibom, Delta, Rivers, Bayelsa, Lagos, and Cross River states later in the day. According to NIMET, cloudy atmosphere with intervals of sunshine are expected over the northern region during the morning hours on Saturday, with prospect of thunderstorms over parts of Taraba, Adamawa, and Kebbi states, with cloudy and intermittent rains in the south. NIMET envisaged cloudy skies on Sunday with sunshine intervals over the northern region, with cloudy atmosphere expected over the inland states of the south and the coastal states in the morning hours. Now we'll move on to the international stories. An unidentified man set himself on fire on Thursday in Mombasa, allegedly to protest the harsh economic challenges facing millions of Kenyans. He had climbed on top of a state statue in the middle of a busy roundabout before setting himself alight. The rising cost of living amid a business slowdown and job cuts has pushed millions of Kenyans into despair. And with that, we wrap up news updates on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.